Alright, what's going on, guys? Trey back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for UFC 146. Going to be talking about Junior Dos Santos versus Frank Mir and breaking down the fight and also where Junior Dos Santos is probably going to go from here. So it all went down pretty much like we knew it would. I did a video like 4 months ago, maybe longer at this point, beginning of this year. Basically, once Reem got caught, we knew that probably we were either going to see a rematch right off the bat, which didn't make much sense, or we were going to see Frank Mir step up to face JDS. And not surprised that it went the way it did. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen like that. He was like a 5-1 favorite. Frank Mir was like, pretty confident as always. I got this, I got this, I got this. And Junior Dos Santos basically treated him like a punching bag. So he lasted to the second round, barely almost got knocked out in the first. And then the second round, of course, from a barrage of punches, gets KO'd to a stoppage. Junior Dos Santos is he's a really unique kind of fighter. We don't really see too many fighters like him that come in with that kind of like superior boxing. He's got like really great MMA boxing. I think he could probably I'm sure he could probably step into, boxing itself and compete in that, which kind of is strange to me as to why he's even in MMA, because I think there's a lot more money in boxing than there is in MMA, but whatever. I do respect MMA fighters, though, more than pure boxers, because they have to know so much more. They have to learn about the ground game and takedown defense if they want to implement it. Because you think about it in the real world, if a boxer has no takedown defense, it's basically useless, because if a guy wants to take him down, his boxing is useless when he's on his back. So, but yeah, JDS has such good takedown defense that nobody can really take him down, so maybe except for, I don't know if Cain could get him down, or maybe Brock Lesnar could get him down. But other than that, I mean, I can't see anybody else really taking him down. Alistair Overeem, if he fights JDS, is not going to try to take him down. He's probably going to try to knock him out or just beat him that way. And I think that probably would have been the way it would have went had they have fought now. But since Reem got caught for using juice, I got to give the advantage to JDS coming up in the future, because if Reem comes back, his levels are going to be off, because he's not going to be able to take the stuff he was taking before. That's really going to mess up his whole game. It's going to mess up his strength and conditioning. It's going to mess up the way he feels. It's going to mess up, his even like everything. Your hormones are so important for a guy to have, that type of testosterone, 14 times that of the average man. It's crazy, Now Alistair will probably take test boosters later, because he'll need to, otherwise, or testosterone replacement therapy, because he's probably going to need to if he's going to get off the junk and come back. But I kind of now that this happened with Reem, I kind of switch sides a bit, and I think that if this fight goes down, I kind of have to go with JDS, because now you're going to see Reem come back. I don't think he's going to be the same fighter. A lot of people, they try to downplay the effects of elevated testosterone like that, and they try to act like it's not that big of a deal. But I think it really is. I think it really is. If you've ever trained with pro hormones, or you've ever lifted weights, or you've ever, done anything, even like track and field for running and this kind of stuff and building muscle, if you're able to have 14 times that of the average man testosterone in your body, that is such a huge advantage, in terms of building muscle, recovery, the way you feel, your energy. It just makes you a better athlete. We saw that with the Russian swim team back in the, 70s or 80s, when the Russian women's swim team won like everything. Like every competition they were in, they won it all, because they were all the females were on steroids, and they won everything. So, I think people a lot of times downplay the effects of that. So when Reem comes back, I think I have to go with Junior Dos Santos now. Whereas before I would have gone with Reem, now I think I have to pick JDS. With regards to who else can beat JDS, I mean, I don't know. Like, Cain fighting him again sounds like it's kind of a no-brainer. You kind of have to go that way. He's fought everybody else and beaten everybody else. So, Cain makes the most sense after just beating Bigfoot. Maybe have Daniel Cormier come over. I'd be more interested to see Cormier fight Junior Dos Santos than anyone else at this point. Because Reem's out. We know he's going to be out until next year. Cain's already fought him, but they're going to do the rematch. I mean, it will be Cain probably, but I think Daniel Cormier has the best shot of beating JDS of anyone. JDS right now is 17-1, and I could see him winning for a long time. He could be on top for a few years. There's really, yeah, I think that if he beats two other guys, now everybody in the heavyweight division in the UFC right now that's active, I don't think can beat JDS. I think if Cain fights JDS again, I don't think that Cain's going to be able to beat JDS, but even in the rematch. But I think that if Daniel Cormier with his wrestling came in and was able to, take JDS down, because I'm sure he probably could, with his wrestling background. His wrestling's even better than Cain's, of course. Olympic caliber wrestler, best wrestler in MMA probably, or at least the best credentials. Actually, I think you could say best wrestler, because you think about it, if he goes up against anybody, he's a heavyweight Olympian. So, he's the best wrestler in MMA, and his hands are really good. We got to see that against Josh Barnett. I think Cormier is the best matchup for JDS right now. When Overeem returns, of course, we'll see that fight. But, like I said, as before I picked Overeem, now that we know he was on juice and all this stuff, when he comes back, he's going to have to be off it. And I think that difference, literally, I think the difference between him being on that and not is the difference between him winning against JDS or not. Now, I know a lot of people probably are not going to agree with me, but again, I think it's just people underestimating the effects of having, 14 times test levels. Like I said, anyone who's ever trained with pro hormones or anything, you understand. Anyone who hasn't, I don't want to say you're ignorant to it, but the way you feel and your strength is totally different. Totally different. So that's that. It was a good fight. Nice to see JDS win again. But again, not interesting because we knew it was going to happen. It was too predictable. I mean, that's the downside of seeing a guy get on top. Although it is fun to see JDS just pound guys because he really pummels guys real good. And, his hooks and everything, uppercuts, and God, he throws everything but the kitchen sink at these guys when he gets them, backed up a little bit and gets a chance. Just amazing, man. Love watching Junior Santos fight. I think he'll probably be a champion for a while. I'd put him at odds against anybody. And like I said, it's probably going to be a rematch against Cain. I'm not excited to see that. I probably won't even pay for that, to be honest. I won't buy it. But if they can put on Cormier or Alistair Overeem when he gets back against JDS, those are the last two good fights, I think, right now in the heavyweight division for JDS. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. Later.